Alright, hello boys and girls, welcome to Heroes Homeschool Academy. This is week number 14 of 4th grade science and technology. Today we're going to be talking about an introduction into the periodic table. Alright, so you may not have heard that before, but there is a table that you are going to be very familiar with as you study on as a science student, especially by the time you get to high school, you start studying chemistry. But we want to give you like an overview of what a periodic table is right from now. Okay, so a periodic table is a table that lists all elements that have been discovered so far on Earth. So there are different elements on Earth. There is hydrogen, helium, there is sodium, there is carbon, different kinds of elements that we've discovered so far. Now there is a table that our scientists have put together just to identify those elements and to classify those elements based on their different properties. There are 118 elements so far discovered in the periodic table, and they can be classified into metals and non-metals. Okay, so don't forget that. So there are going to be different sections of the periodic table. So there are going to be the metals section of the periodic table, and there is the non-metals section of the periodic table. All right, so well, we're not going to be expecting you to memorize all the elements in the periodic table at this level, but I just want to give you a way to take a look at it. So if you look at any periodic table, you are going to see certain things over here like the symbols. Well, the symbol over there, like the H for example, is the chemical symbol for an element that is called hydrogen. So if you look at the bottom of that symbol, you're going to see hydrogen. Okay? And then you're going to see other numbers like 1 over there. Well, that 1 is telling you how many electrons are in its atom. And then you are going to see another one called helium. Okay, helium. So helium is going to be another element, and it has like two electrons in its atom. Okay, helium. You're going to see another element like lithium. So lithium has like 3 electrons in its atom. That's called lithium. Well, what about the number below over here? I'm not going to bother you with that one just yet, but just understand how to read the letter and how to read the name of that element. Okay, helium, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. All right, so this periodic table helps us to understand metals really quickly. So if you see this red symbol around the particular element, you're going to know that's a metal. And they classified it into even different kinds of metals, right? They said alkali metals, alkaline earth, transition metals, basic metals, metalloids, and non-metals are going to be in the blue category of things over here. Halogens, noble gases, lactonides, and actinides. There's different kinds of categorization, which I'm not going to bother you with right now. But just to give you a little introduction into what a periodic table is what this lesson is all about. So let's do this homework real quickly. So look at the periodic table above and identify the simplest element. How many electrons does it have? Well, guess what? The simplest element is going to be hydrogen. How many elements or electrons does it have? 1 electron. Okay? So that's going to be a quick exercise for you over there. Please go ahead and journal that. So you have a little quick introduction into the periodic table with me today. There are 118 elements in the periodic table. What is the periodic table? It is a table that lists all elements discovered so far on Earth, and it may be classified broadly into metals and non-metals. Okay. Did you get something from it, boys and girls? I sure hope so. Well, thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with heroes born, I will be your friend. So don't you